Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the International Non-Binary Day, International Non-Binary People's Day. There's a lot of words there. Showcase on GDQ Hotfix. I'm Helix. We have F-Zero GX coming up. If you know about this game, you know extremely fast-paced. Will be a great time. Real quick, before we get into that, if you've missed any of this mini marathon of sorts so far, or if you've missed any other Hotfix content, or any VODs from SGDQ, what have you, if you've missed any of your favorite GDQ content and you want to go back and see it, you can always go to youtube.com/gamesdonequick. Make sure you're subscribed. For those of you watching on YouTube, by the way, thank you very much. Please like the video if you're enjoying what you're seeing. But with that said, it's time to race cars around at absolutely blistering speeds. Elite Spud, take it away. Best of luck.
Hey, I'm Elite Spud, and I've been running this game for a couple months now. It's very, very hard, and the nerves are like, they're getting to me, but we're gonna try to do our best. There's gonna be probably a lot of retrying and a lot of little bitty things that try to trip me up, but we will overcome. AKC is on comms.
Hey everyone, AKC12. Some of you guys that might know me. I'm a long time F-Zero GX player, modder, researcher, and instead of playing, I'll be commentating and guiding you guys along the speedrun.
AKC knows way more about this game than I will ever know about this game, and he's going to give you all the information while we're playing, because I really need to focus, and I needed a commentator who could do that, so I'm good to go whenever y'all are. And
ready whenever you are.
3, 2, 1, go. I just PB'd on this mission in practice, so let's do it again.
Not gonna watch the cutscenes?
No.
I guess it's a speed run this time.
Yeah, we got time. We gotta go fast. Going fast involves skipping the cutscenes. I love the cutscenes. If you have a chance to go watch the cutscenes, please do. They're
Gotta go fast.
Same devs that made the Yakuza series. That's all you need to know.
Alright, so chapter 1 here. So, disclaimer, this is on very hard difficulty, so much more difficult than playing on normal. You only need to beat the chapters in normal normally to progress through the story mode. But you get some unlockables if you beat it in hard and very hard. Basic concept of this chapter is to drive through these capsules. These capsules are smaller than they look. If you graze through it, you'll probably miss it, so gotta make sure you drive through them pretty well. And as you can see, there are a bunch of capsules, especially at the end, so you've gotta plan out your path. You do need all the 3 laps to get all the capsules, otherwise you just won't have enough time if you just drive sideways or backwards to get any that you miss. And as you can see, she is using her boost power, which uses up her energy on the top right to go fast. You do need to use it, otherwise you won't be able to clear in time. And so far, no real mistakes that I spotted. And this little bit there is tricky, and just as I was gonna say, it's pretty precise.
I smelled blood in the water because I think that was going to be a PB if I didn't get it, or if I got it, but I went for it. I gambled.
You're a racer. Gotta go for it.
Hey, I would have done the same thing.
Yeah, as you notice, she's not boosting in lap 1 due to the long-standing F-Zero rule of no boost in lap 1, well, at least in most games. Now let me talk about some of the techniques she's using. The 2 basic techniques are quick turning and momentum throttling. Quick turning is basically an inside drift where you initially perform the inputs of a drift turn, which is holding... Yeah, that's unfortunate. A drift turn is holding both trigger buttons and steering. That will make you do a drift turn where your machine will go sideways and outwards. But if you're turning left, if you do a drift turn and then release the R button, you do a very, very sharp left turn, and vice versa for a right turn. And that's the basic way of turning in this game, and it's the sharpest and usually the one where you lose the least speed other than basic stick steering. And when she's boosting, you might see that her engine turns off, the fire goes away, cuts away for a moment. She is releasing the A button to basically decelerate more slowly between boosts, because when boosting, after a boost, you are locked away from boosting for a couple of frames, depending on fast you're going, up until 10 frames. So let's see if she gets it, and she does. Nice.
Yeah, doing the MT where you cut your gas off and in order to basically like let the momentum carry you forward, that saves a lot of time everywhere, and it's very, very important to optimize that. It's amazing how much time you can save with just that one technique.
Yeah, the faster you go, the more effective it is. So we have Chapter 2 here. For whatever reason, Captain Falcon's in the canyon on his vacation trip or something. And he meets up with Goro and his gang. So they go into a race where they bet their machines, although Falcon could have just drove away, but he likes to show Goro what's up.
He's bound by his code.
Oh yeah, it's a bounty hunter. So yeah, those rocks, they hit hard. You hit one, it's likely a retry unless you know how to shift boost, which I'll get into at some point. Lose a lot of energy and a lot of speed. And yeah, normally when you're playing through this the first time, you'll probably boost through, try to get ahead, but the AI will just speed ahead because it's technically cheating. It has a lot of extra speed and energy, a lot of extra energy to keep ahead of you.
I think Goro's functionally immortal on this mission.
Yeah. It can fall off, and when it doesn't recover, but that will almost never happen, although it has happened twice very recently for Spud, but doesn't look like it'll happen this time. So the main thing you want to do is save your boost until the end, so you can pass Goro and stay ahead of him as you finish. And while doing that, you have to dodge all these rocks at the end, but with some practice, you just know where to go, and that's Chapter 2.
Oh, that was smooth. Well done.
That's the easiest hard mission there is.
Still looked cool.
Yeah, they throw one of the harder ones at the start. Mission 1 is surprisingly difficult.
All right, and Chapter 3 here. Falcon needs to cool off from his trip and nearly losing his machine. And he goes through like an 80s style bar. It looks ridiculous for 2600 or 26th century. But yeah, the chapter is just a 3-lap basic race on a story exclusive course. Like, although it's a shame it's a story exclusive, it's one of my favorites in the game. And unlike the 30 racers and normal races, there's only 12 to, I guess, ease the player into racing.
Baby's first GP.
Yep. I don't think there's a way to... Well, I think in practice mode you can set any number of CPU. And Elite Spud just tried to do a shift boost there. And a shift boost is basically going off the edge of the track and coming back on quickly. And for whatever reason, due to the game's physics and collision or whatever, you get a pretty big speed boost. And you can also get it by lifting off the track for a couple of frames and landing back on it. If you do it right, you gain speed that way. And the key to this chapter, which a lot of newer players struggle with, is taking full advantage of those jump plates to cut the corners and even gain speed in some cases. Those jump plates are key in this and any course that has them.
This mission is really easy as long as you don't really beef something.
Yep. Yeah, just use up your boost. Yeah, once you get it down, it's no challenge at all unless you fall off or screw up going for something risky. And that brown stuff there is a dirt zone. If you pass through that while holding the accelerator and not boosting, you lose speed. And that's a pretty nice rail slide to finish things off.
Rail sliding is made up of a technique called MTSing, which I have not done yet in a mission. I'm going to be doing a lot of them in Chapter 7.
Yeah, Blue Falcon's MTS is honestly one of the better ones among the non-customs, but other machines can do much better ones. But in some cases, she'll show it off. So chapter 4 here, he comes up against another gang for some reason. He has a target on his head. He is a bounty hunter after all. And this is basically a death race from F-Zero X, which, by the way, today is F-Zero's X anniversary for its Japanese release. Forgot how many years, over 30 or so, I think, or close to 30.
Best music in the game. I want to see your dancing emotes.
So yeah, the main objective is to go through his gang. You usually want to kill most or all of them, and then you need to take out Michael Chain and be the first one to cross the finish line. A lot of weird conditions. But yeah, the basic strategy is to boost a lot. That will force everybody else to use up their boosts, which makes them much easier to take out, like she is demonstrating by spinning and winning.
Spin to win.
Spin and win, baby.
My benchmark is like 11 before this big refiller, so there's my benchmark. Good. And a bonus one.
Yeah, gotta be careful because they will bite back, and if you side attack or spin attack as they do their own spin attack, that can lead to all sorts of things. Sometimes you'll gain a lot of speed, but more often than not, you'll bang against the wall and lose most of your speed.
This game is built on the Super Monkey Ball engine, believe it or not, so there's a lot of things where the physics just kind of go out of control, and you want to minimize that, but sometimes the Monkey Ball just takes over.
If you know, you know.
I have no idea where this third guy is.
Yeah, some of them would lag behind, or they hit a butthole or something. I don't know.
Monkey Ball, my beloved. That honestly does not surprise me. The physics in that game are kind of weird sometimes.
So as you can see here, Michael Chain slowed down once she took out the remaining gang member. He also does it automatically if there's 5,000 meters left. But he is no challenge to Spud this time. This has been a challenging mission for her at times.
Hey, look, a gold.
PB true? I can check actually.
I don't think it was. On the splits,
yeah,
it
157 now.
Pretty good. Anything sub 2 is really good. This is the blink and you miss it mission.
So Black Shadow's causing havoc, committing terrorism, being the bad guy he is.
Running riot in the lightning area.
So Jody is hurt, and we need to rescue her and be the hero. So we're inside this pipe, inside the power plant, and we have to go through these closing gates that don't fully close for whatever reason, because it's not doing its job, but thank God for that, otherwise they'd be dead. So she is driving through these green capsules, just like the ones in Chapter 1, except green. They restore some energy. And while
These are
she has
so
to...
tiny.
And these gates are quite narrow. Same pattern every time, so you can memorize where to go. And with good use of boosting, MT boosting, and let's see. No.
Didn't give it to me. That gate is bull crap.
It's a mystery, that gate. You clear it most of the time, but there are times where the game just says no.
Whoa.
Lost drift there, but saved it.
Yeah, we're very, very carefully moving the analog stick to avoid the drift. It's basically the entire game is you want to steer just sharply enough to get where you're going without going into a drift state, and it's a very, very difficult thing to do. See if it lets me through this time. Cool.
Nice.
That mission is full of
Not bad.
MTing. If I don't MT, you can get to that gate like right at 40 seconds, but you can shave three plus seconds off if you just momentum throttle your way to victory.
Yeah, and you also want to minimize the use of strafe if you want to go for a fast time, because strafing will cost you some speed, but it's a good way to help clear the mission at first if you struggle with it. All right, we have Chapter 6 here. If you guys have watched the old classic movie Speed, this mission is basically speed. You need to not go below a certain speed, otherwise game over. Explosions. And it's a really long course, 46 kilometers. That's about, usually the average clear time is about 2 minutes 40 seconds. It's fairly narrow, a lot of turns, and then you have to go through civilian traffic. And the neat thing about some of the traffic is there are buses, you can't take them out. But the smaller civilian cars, you can take out for energy too. So if Falcon was like Homelander or some evil antagonist, you can do that for just to get a slightly faster time if you really want to.
There's also a challenge to complete this mission as slowly as possible because there is a minimum speed you have to go. That's a hoot.
Yep. Top 3 player FIFA has recently done that. He bound the accelerator to the C-stick to get analog input on the accelerator, and he was able to get a very slow time of 3 minutes 53 seconds. And yeah, he got close to dying many times, like going below 710 or 710 kilometers in normal mode. In very hard, it's 800 or you die.
You talked about edge boosting yet on the boost plates?
Oh, I have not. So with dash plates, you can go through the middle, get the dash plate, and all hunky-dory there. But if you're feeling spicy, you can drive parallel across the edge of the dash plate. And if you do that, you'll essentially get the boost twice, and it's a significant time save, even at lower speeds, if you get it twice. And the faster you go, the more benefit you get. But you only want, like, part of your machine to go over the dash plate and not the full machine. If you do the full machine, you won't get it. But yeah, it's an essential thing to try to get them when you can, especially in lap 1 or when you're going slower to, you know, go faster, because that's the whole point. And also another neat thing about this, so I mentioned earlier you can take out the civilian cars. Those same cars teleports ahead once you pass them. And the machines that you destroy also get teleported ahead. They don't just disappear. So it's possible to destroy one or multiples of those machines and then run over them later and basically lose the mission because of that. So it's risky if you want to go for that.
I didn't know that. That's interesting.
Yeah, it happened to me one time randomly, and I got crazy over that.
Here we are. This is the run. This is the run right here. The whole thing.
Yeah, this is where it ends or starts, basically. So Chapter 7 is very famous for its very high difficulty in Chapter 7, the Dark Souls-like difficulty, where the Blood Falcon and Black Shadow are roided up to extremes here. The course itself, I mean, there are no walls at some parts and some dangerous parts. The course itself is not the challenge. Challenge, it's the AI here. There are the top 2, Black Bull and Blood Falcon, they're much faster than usual. Very hard to keep up and even pass them unless you're very skilled and perform shift boosts. And upcoming are some mines that it looks like she'll take advantage of. Got some decent speed. It's possible to hit 2K if you are really precise. And through that ice turn there, she performed what is called an MTS. It's basically a drift where you gain speed by releasing the A button and holding on the trigger button that is opposite of the direction you're turning. So that doing all that will make you gain a lot of speed and will save a lot of time for sure if done well.
You see, I can like really catch up to these guys when I start doing the MTSs on start of the lap.
Yep.
And then
Normally
they'll go right
machine's
back ahead.
Normally machine's top speed ranges from 1,000 to 1,100, and through that ice turn there earlier, she was able to hit 1,500. So yeah, you can clearly see the benefit of learning how to do a momentum turbo slide, MTS. Now we've hit lap 4, and this is when Black Bull and Bloodhawk go crazy and spin attack you at every chance they can get, as long as they're nearby. So this is a very dangerous moment if they catch up. I think you're good now. It depends on how fast they go here.
Please go away.
I got a little back bump there, lost some energy, but you lived. Oh, very
That was a
well
really
done
good
there,
dive.
Spud. Yeah. Alright, it's the final stretch. Unless they boost all out and do a real slide themselves, you got this. Nice.
First try.
Very well done.
That was
Awesome.
really impressive. Great job.
God, that was hard.
Was that a PB2?
I don't think it was a PB. It was a gold split on my split. Oh, it was! Let's go!
Yo.
Hell yeah.
All right.
The game doesn't save at the end there unless you got a new time. So yeah, that was like a second faster, I think, than I've ever done that. Hello, Loki. He's here. Hi. He just can't. He can't be. Please don't step on the keyboard, dude. Just go over there.
Cat spotted.
Come here. This mission's fun. I like this one. This is my favorite one.
I love the course design here. Could do with less obstacles and mines, but you've become champion. Deathborn, Black Shadow's boss, vaporized him because he failed his job. And now he has to take matters into his own hands to claim the belt so he can destroy the universe. Yeah, typical villain stuff. Lap 1, he's pretty hard to pass unless you're really good at clearing mines and gaining speed from them. You want to clear as many mines as you want safely. It's very possible to hop over walls or lose a lot of speed with these mines, so take some practice to get used to. And that's a very nice MTS into a quick turn. Well done,
Just learned
Spud.
that like 3 days ago. I'm proud.
It is honestly one of the funnest things you can do when turning, other than just a straight up MTS.
I'm gonna pass him, hopefully in a safe way, and we're just gonna like never see him again. He gets
Yeah, I was
real
gonna-
aggressive. Oh, he's back.
Yep. So the Deathborn AI is the only time where it will ever do side attacks. It'll do spin attacks as well, but yeah, just a little neat fun fact.
Yeah.
Just gotta be spot on with your machine control and positioning to do well on this course. Can be a challenge at first. She still has 3 laps, including lap 3, to get ahead. Shouldn't be too much of a problem. Just gotta
Yeah, just
avoid
like
another
chapter
mine
7
and
is
you're good.
5 here, which is weird. Normally you can't do more than 3.
Yeah, some of you guys may remember the famous CGN speedrun where he gave him a 30-second head start and he was able to just pass him at the end.
Go watch that speedrun. If you're watching this right now, like afterwards, go watch CGN play this at a GDQ. That run is amazing.
It honestly like re-energized the GX community and brought a lot of new players to play the game. So CGN, if you're watching, we thank you for that. And yeah, hope you're doing well, man.
Yeah, the best I can manage is giving him a 10-second head start, so seeing that much more than that is just incredible. I am
And through the
bumping
middle
everyone.
of the lap, well, I mean, in chapter 7, there are these fire zones, the red, flaming hot zones. you lose energy if you go through them, so she's trying her best to avoid going over that as much as possible. And yeah, as you can see on the map tracker, she's decently ahead of Deathborn, so just gotta keep it clean. Can honestly play it safe and still come out with the win. 7 I talked about. I think I talked about the main techniques already. Ooh, scraped that inside turn. Alright, 320, not too bad.
Dang, I really like that cutscene. It's one of the Chapter 8 cutscenes are like my favorite, but not watching them today.
Yeah, he basically falls into a lava pit. I mean, the whole thing's a volcano, basically. And now you get to go up against the devs, or the staff, or the creators, as
The
they
literal
call
creators
it.
of the world.
Yeah. Some self-insert there, but that's cool. It's a goofy game. So this course is pretty dangerous. It's basically the N64 Rainbow Road. No walls.
Who needs walls?
Yep, who needs walls? The world record for this chapter is honestly one of the most impressive. You can, since there are no walls, you can just do shift boost pretty much anywhere. So you can probably exceed 3,000 potentially at some points and just zoom through this map. But if you miss one, that's run over. Yep. So there are the long sweeping turns, the sharp turns. Take some practice to navigate those turns without dying. And there's a big jump here. Yep, I was going to say you can go off the side early to get some air and get a pretty big lead on the staff ghost. This refiller here can end runs, honestly, if you miss most of it. Very skinny, and it's going through a curving section, so that makes it very tricky.
Yeah, lap 2 refilling to max is very important.
And by the way, this is the final chapter, so just the run's almost over all of a sudden. Basic strategy here is to boost a couple times once you get your boost, and then save it for the upcoming jump here. And you'll see why in just a moment. Ooh, that was close. That was very close, but you kept it in. So she did a pretty large jump, which nets her a lot of speed, because as you dive down, you gain speed. And it's essentially rinse and repeat after she did a good job with getting the refiller. About 1 second ahead of the ghosts, but it used up more, if not as much boost as Spud has so far, so it just comes down to execution now. Just past that lip there, so... And time!
Time. Oh.
What a run, GG.
Very well done.
So,
Actually, PB?
If the restart on chapter 1 doesn't count, like if you start the timer from the time I beat it, that was a PB.
Oh yeah, awesome. Awesome job. Great run.
Yeah, I mean, you absolutely obliterated your estimates.
Yeah, it's all for chapter 7, so like getting that
Yeah.
first try is just amazing.
I was gonna say, I totally understand why it was so high, but yeah, great stuff. That was awesome.
GG.
Any shoutouts? Anything you'd like to say?
Oh my goodness. Shoutouts to my cat here. Let's get him on screen because he's been around. We love Loki here. I stream this game probably a lot more coming up than I have been. I do speedruns of Luigi's Mansion. Shoutouts to my wife and the Binary Breakers and both of the communities, F-Zero and Luigi's Mansion. Love y'all. Thanks for watching me play.
Yeah, thank you for playing. AKC, anything you'd like to say?
Oh, totally not playing at all. Spud, keep doing what you're doing. You're progressing great. You've been yeah, you've been showing a lot of improvement and giving this game a lot of good showings. Yeah, shout out to the entire community. Honestly, yeah, just thank you, everyone. Don't know what else to say at the moment.
Yeah, that was very wholesome. Thank you both so much for being on. That was absolutely phenomenal. I had a lot of fun watching it. The non-binary People's Day Showcase will continue in just a moment. We have Nightmare Cart up next. I know a lot of you have been excited for that one. I am excited myself. Joker will be showing off a lot of the game. I don't know too much about the game, but I know that Joker is incredible at it, so definitely stick around for that. And that will be coming up right after a quick break. Do not go anywhere.